What's up, everybody?
Happy Saturday.
You too. Let's wait for a bunch of people to show up. Usually it takes about a minute, and they come in intermittently and sporadically over the course of a number of minutes. Everybody, please, you could mute, but please activate your video. I really like to see everybody. I like to watch you guys. Hello, how are you? I'll give you guys a little intro music. All right. While I'm playing, I'm going to introduce you guys to the guitar den and my second camera. Give you a brief rundown. Okay, my name is Rich Casella, and I am the founder of the Guitar Den. And for the past 2 years, particularly during COVID, I've been teaching all over the country, and it's been quite a journey. I always thought teaching was an in-person thing. I was an in-person guitar teacher. I loved it. But then when I was forced to go over to Zoom, I realized where there's a will, whoever came up with the saying, where there's a will, there's a way, was brilliant, because I had to force myself to learn how to have people tune their guitars over the internet and teach them how to play over the internet. And it worked like a charm. It was unbelievable. In fact, I wouldn't change it. I don't ever want to go back to, I would do in-person lessons, but I prefer Zoom lessons because it works so brilliantly. Some of these students that I have are playing full songs, and I've never met them in person. So they're all over the country, and they're sitting there playing the piano and the ukulele and the guitar. So we have, it looks like we have about 9 people showing up here. Hello, everybody. How's it going? Got Kevin, Millie, Amanda, Kristen, and Pat O'Connell, Atika, is that it? Atika and Barbara, please activate your videos. I need to see you guys. If BB, you could stay muted, but activate your video. Okay, once again, I'm Rich Casella. I'm in Bayonne, New Jersey, and I'm a professional musician. I've played over 1,500 live shows, and I'm the founder, and I became a web developer, and I've created the Guitar Den. I think you guys can see the Guitar Den right now. And this is the portal that I used. That's Robin behind me. Wave at everyone, Robin. You will be. Okay, this is the portal that I used to teach. Okay, now let me give you a brief rundown of it. When you log into your account, what will happen is, I'm going to use my credentials right now. The word curriculum will pop up. Okay, now if in the curriculum we have ukulele, keyboard, and guitar. In your case, there's going to be a special link, a beginner's link, where you have tutorials that will guide you through the process of playing the guitar. Now, we have a lot of stuff to go over in a relatively short period of time, and I'm going to make everything very, very, very simple for you. And if there's one thing I've learned in learning programming languages and playing the guitar for people, it's that every single thing starts out complicated and resolves to simplicity. So I'm just going to take the simple and give it to you right away. We're not gonna go through the whole complicated route. The second camera that I use to teach is the following. Okay, this is gonna give you, I have a chat. Okay, no problem with the video, that's fine. Okay, this is the close-up camera that I use to teach, and I'm going to give you a rundown on the guitar. Now, I'm hoping that everybody is tuned up. I put in the description that you should download an app called Guitar Tuna. Let me show you Guitar Tuna. This is the greatest thing in the world. I have a tuner on my guitar. That's my tuner, and for a long time they had guitar tuners that were sitting on the headstock of the guitar right here. However, technology has enabled us to use these free phone apps, and they're absolutely amazing. Guitar Tuna, like the fish. And yeah, it's very easy. I mean, I love it because if you see this, if you hit auto, it will figure out what string you're plucking with it, providing it's within a reasonable frequency paradigm. So watch that little circle. Okay. Okay. You getting how it works? That's guitar tuna. Guitar tuna like the fish. Okay. Alrighty. Now let me go back to my other camera here. Brief tour of the guitar den. In the guitar, we have practice logs. If you become a student of mine, I'm going to add you into the practice logs and track your progress. We have guitar basics. We're going to open that up. We have guitar exercises, songs. I'm going to open that up. Strumming patterns, chords, scales, triads, techniques, lead riffs. Those are just hundreds of videos in each of those areas. For the time being, what we're going to do as beginners is we're going to just open up the guitar basics. If you do check out, I have a bunch of songs. There's like 5 tutorial videos on each one of those songs and sheet music. We'll get into that. I'll show you that a little later. But for the time being, I'm going to start you out, and we're going to have a goal today, since you guys are beginners, of playing either 2 or 3 chords, depending on how you guys do. Now, I'm assuming that everybody has their guitar reasonably tuned up, and they're holding it in there, and they're holding it in their hand, in their lap like this. I'm going to put 3 things into your minds. And from those 3 things, we're going to construct our first chords. When I teach beginners, I emphasize the importance of fingers, frets, and strings. Those are the 3 things: fingers, frets, and strings. If you're starting out, you guys need a pick. Hopefully everybody has a pick. You guys all have a pick? Okay. So you're going to be strumming with your right hand. I understand that some people say, well, I'm left-handed, I play left-handed. But if you're starting out, it doesn't really matter. I write lefty, but I play righty. So if you're starting out, you need to hold the pick in your right hand, not your left hand. Hold the pick in your right hand and hold up your left hand, just like this. Okay. We're going to number your fingers. Here's finger 1, finger 2, finger 3, and finger 4. Okay, let me just get that one more time. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let me turn it around. Pointer is 1, middle finger 2, index finger 3, pinky is 4. That's the first thing that I want you to think about. Now, put that aside in your mind, and now we're going to move over to the next concept, which are the frets on the guitar. These rectangular or square, in this case, a square area, is called a fret. This is fret 1. This is fret 2, fret 3, and fret 4, although we're not going to go as high as fret 4. I think we're just going to go fret number 1, fret number 2, and fret number 3. Now, here's an important thing that I need to tell you from the life of a professional musician. I can play a 3-hour performance and not go beyond the 4th fret. In this area right here, all the main chords can be played within that. Now, if I want to play solos and go, that's all fine and well, but you don't need to play all that stuff as a beginner. And you can play a gig. You could play for your friends. You could play for your family. You could have a giant sing-along. Everybody's going to love you, and you won't have to go past the 4th fret, just like that. Here are something called the all sevens. This is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Those are 7 chords. Does anybody know what happens after G? What happens after the G chord?
A minor.
And you half right. It goes back to A. With scales and with music, there's no H chord. It doesn't go A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K. It doesn't go. It goes A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. It does get a little more complicated with something called sharps and flats. For example, this is an F note and this is a G note. And in between it is an F sharp G flat. We're not going to get into that today. We're going to do straight major chords. So all those chords, all the songs that you know, like, I don't know, I hear the train a-coming, well, it's rolling round the bend, E, over to A, B, E. Everybody's going to sing along and love you if you play that in this 3 chords. All right. So the second thing, frets. Fret 1, fret 2, fret 3. And the third thing are the strings. So let me go up here. This thinnest string right here, closest to the ground, is the high E. So everybody take your pick and pluck the high E string. Pluck the high E string. One more time. That is string number 1. String number 1. Okay, then we have string number 2. String number 2. Somebody's a little out of tune. String number 3. String number 4. String number 5. String number 6. Wow, somebody's way out of tune. Okay, now I don't have time to tune you guys up. However, I can tell you this, that like I told you in the beginning, there's a will, there's a way. I figured out a way to teach how to tune over Zoom. It's very simple. You have to just understand these couple of concepts. You have a lower level of tuning pegs and a higher level. This is the bottom row, top row. The tuning peg closest to you is the high E. Middle is the B, second string, and here is the third string. Okay, so you're either going to turn these clockwise or counterclockwise and increase or decrease the pitch. You have to do that on your own. So for example, if I do this, that's something I call pluck and turn. So I'm turning it clockwise. Or counterclockwise will bring the pitch down. That's pluck and turn, pluck and turn. Now, if you have guitar tuna open while you're doing that, you'll put it in tune. Okay. So once again, finger 1, finger 2, finger 3, finger 4. Fret number 1, fret number 2, fret number 3. And string number 1, string number 2, string number 3, 4, 5, and 6. You're now equipped to play your first chord that's going to look like this. Let's go back over to the guitar then, and let's use our images here. Does anybody have any questions at this point? You could either send it through the chat. What's your question, Millie?
So, for my guitar, I think I didn't mind throwing it out of tune. So it's clockwise to go higher, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Could you show me the top of your guitar for a second? Show me this part of your guitar. Yeah. Yes, it will be. Although, Millie, I have a suspicion that your guitar is not a very high quality guitar. So the higher, where did you get that guitar?
Honestly, I don't know. I think my parents bought it from Facebook, I'm guessing.
Okay. If that guitar, I'm sure it's good to start with, but if you buy, here's an important thing. If you buy a low quality guitar, what happens is you could, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I do want to share this with you because it's really, really important. In fact, it's dangerous. The word I would use is dangerous. It's dangerous because if you buy a low quality guitar, what happens is they don't put a lot of time into the construction of the guitar. So they don't pay attention to something called the action. The action is the distance between the strings and the fretboard. See how I'm pushing that string down right there? I'm pushing that string down, and it's not really taking much for me to push it down, right? It's kind of easy. Now, if the strings, particularly in this area of the guitar, if the strings are all high up, it's going to be hard to push the strings down. And again, I can't overemphasize this, the importance. The danger is this. I want you to think about this too. If you start playing a cheap guitar and you push it down and you really want to play the guitar, but the guitar you have is cheap, you push it down and you're like, this is hard. This is too hard. Then you put the guitar down and then you don't pick it up for another 10 years. But if it was easy, that moment when you would have been like, wow, this is pretty easy, and you'd be a guitar player in 2 weeks. So if a guitar costs less than $150, I would be very suspicious that it's a lower quality guitar. Again, what I just told you about is called the action. It's the distance between the strings and the fretboard. Yeah, anybody have a question? Okay.
I did. Sorry, my dog barked. Can you take your guitar down and have that lower fret, or have the strings lowered?
You can. What I do is you have to be careful with this. You have to be very careful with it. Do you see this thing right here? This comes out.
Yeah.
And what I would do is I would take very light sandpaper and sand it down, but not actually you could experiment with it. I mean, you could always buy more of these things. If you notice, actually there's a little piece of paper in my high E string. If you see,
oh yeah.
You see that?
Yep.
That's to bring the action up on because I like the action really low, because if you have the action low, you could do stuff like. But listen to this. This note right here, if you know, it's not buzzing right now, but it usually has a little buzz on it. It's not the end of the world, but yes, you can adjust the action with that. Also, there's something called a truss rod. There's basically a metal rod. There's a metal rod embedded inside this guitar, and there's a bolt up here. You can't see it, but it's adjusted with an Allen wrench, and the neck will bow or arc, depending on how you adjust that, and it will adjust the action on the guitar. But I really don't go too deep into that in a beginner webinar. But okay, so let's go back to the guitar then. A major chord. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the concepts that I was teaching you, and we're going to create our first chord. So the numbers here are the third finger, second finger, and first finger. So what you're going to do is take finger number 3, fret 3, string 2. Now let me say that real slow. Take your time. Finger 3, fret 3, string 2. Finger 3, fret 3, string 2. Okay, now pluck that string. It should sound like this. Okay. All right. Tika, you just had a question. I think it was, are there any brands of guitars? There are a lot of brands of guitars. What I could do is I could send you my recommendation through WhatsApp or through the chat a little later. If you communicate with me outside of the lesson, I'll send you a recommendation.
Okay, thank you.
The next note that we want to hit is finger 2, fret 2, string 3. Take your time. Your fingers are not used to playing the guitar, so it's going to take a second. Push it down reasonably hard and pull. Should sound like that. Okay. Now take finger 1, fret 2, string 4. Finger 1, fret 2, string 4. Take your time. Okay, it should sound like that. Everybody try it. Okay, let's go through it one more time. Don't fret the chord yet because your fingers are really you're just pressing the guitar for the first time. Everybody, finger 3, fret 2, string 2. Finger 3, fret 2, string 2. Finger 2, fret 2, string 3 should sound like this. Finger 1, fret 2, string 4. Okay. Now I want you guys to take all 3 of those fingers, put them in the 2nd fret, and form your first chord. It's an A major chord. Take your time, and when you're done, take your pick and strum down. Okay. Excellent. I could hear some nice A major chords in there. All righty. Let's move on. Let's try the E major chord. And I'm not going to help you guys this time because you have this. You have fingers, frets, and strings. I'm going to kind of talk you through it, but you're somewhat on your own. Finger 1, fret 1, string 3. Finger 1, fret 1, string 3. Should sound like this. Then finger 2, fret 2, string 5. Finger 2, fret 2, string 5. And finger 3, fret 2, string 4. Go nice and slow. I heard a nice E chord there. Excellent. How's everybody doing with that? Everybody got the E chord? Millie, how you doing with that? Good? Okay.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
How important is it that your fingers be close to the fret?
Okay, let me show you. That's a good question. I can only answer it by showing you. Okay. Everybody, think of a plane landing on a runway. A plane lands on a runway like this. Okay? A helicopter lands like this. Land your fingers on the fretboard, not like a plane, but like a helicopter. So I'm going to show you exactly with the E chord what my fingers should look like. Now that's probably the most important thing that everybody overlooks is the thumb right here. Flip it around, and that's what it should look like. What happens is if the danger, look at my 2nd finger right here. If this part of my finger starts hitting another string, what you're going to get is an unwanted mute. It sounds like this. Okay? So what you want is the finger to kind of clearly hit the string without touching other strings. Now, it's not going to be possible in the beginning, but after 2 weeks, you will actually kind of figure it out. Your fingers will touch the fretboard, and you'll become more acclimated to the guitar, and you'll be like, okay, well, you could actually feel the string vibrating on the bottom of your finger if you do it wrong. So eventually it'll sound like this. All right. Okay. What chord is this? Who could tell me what chord that is right there? Remember that first one? A chord. That's right. And this is what?
E major.
That's right. Okay, so we have the A and the E. You got 2 of the all 7 chords. That's A and E. Okay. Any questions at this point? How's everybody doing?
Can you show your thumb again?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
See how there's space? See how the inside of my hand is, there's space here. Now, everybody's first tendency is to do this. Okay. You don't want to do that. You want to do this. Okay. Like that.
So you shouldn't see your thumb from the front if you're holding it properly.
You know, I mean, technically, no, you shouldn't. But you're at the point now where you have to do something that I call passing the barrier of familiarity. If you watch me play a professional gig, I'm probably, you see my thumb all the time. I hear the train a-coming, well, it's rolling round the bend. My thumb's all over the place. But in the beginning, I think, you know, if I play an A chord, you can see my thumb. And sometimes I use it to mute certain notes, but generally in the beginning, until you cross that barrier of familiarity, keep your thumb right about there. Okay, so A chord and E chord. Okay. So the next thing that I want to show you guys is something that I call the palm mute. Now, the beautiful thing about a guitar is that it's a band. This is, when you take the guitar out to the park, you're taking a band out into the park, and this is what I love most about the guitar. Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. So here we have the bass guitar. Let's add the drummer. Let's add the lead guitar player. And add the singer. Heard about your love giving sight to the blind. Well, she's my sweet little babe. It's a band and an instrument. The next thing I want to show you guys is how you add the drummer. The drummer is accomplished with something called the palm mute. And it sounds like this. There's your snare beat. It's called the palm mute. Now let me go really close with this. See the palm of my hand right there? It's going to hit the strings like this while simultaneously scraping from top to bottom, or from the lowest string to the highest string, like this. See that? Everybody try that. And remember, it's you're just kind of dropping your.
Sorry.
That's all right. It's I want to hear some of these. You're dropping your hand on the string, so like this. Okay? It should sound like that. So everybody try that 3 times. Let's do increments of 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. Right. So again, you're dropping. You don't have to scrape, like do one half of it is just your palm hitting the strings, and the other half is the pick hitting. So like drop your palm and scrape the pick. Drop the palm, scrape the pick. Just like that. Okay. Now, what I want to do is put it all together. Okay? So let's try that A chord. Everybody try that A chord. Now remember, let me go through the A chord real quick one more time. Finger 2, fret 2, string, finger 2, fret 2, string 2. Sorry, one more time. Finger 3, fret 2, string 2. Okay? Then finger 2, fret 2, string 3. Finger 1, fret 2, string 4. Okay. Does everybody have that? Good. Because what I want you to do is this. Move over to the right hand, and we're going to go down, up, mute, palm mute, and up. Let's do that a couple of times. Down, up, mute, up. Okay, I'm hearing some down up mute ups, which is great. How are you doing, Amanda? Good? Hey, that's a mute right there. Amanda, you're a natural. Do you play guitar?
I've been teaching myself on and off for like 3 years.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Okay. How about you, Millie? Any palm muting going on there?
It's going on meh here.
A little bit. All right. Okay. Everybody, down, up, mute, up. Okay. Now go over to the E. Finger 1, fret 1, string 3. Finger 2, fret 2, string 5. Finger 3, fret 2, string 4. Play that E. Let me hear one E. All right, nice E chord. Okay, ready, down, up, mute, up. Let's do it 2 more times. 2 more times. Down, up, mute, up. One more time with the E chord. Down, up, mute, up. Okay. Does everybody have it? Let's start with you, Kevin. How are you doing?
I'm struggling with the muting.
Okay, just keep at it. I mean, what I say to all my students is the following. And think about this. When I hold a guitar like this, okay, I started playing in 1982. All right. If I take the guitar and I go like this, I started playing 2 seconds ago. So for me to touch the strings right here is incredibly awkward. I feel exactly the same way you feel. It's not pleasant at all. So what I say is what you have to do is you have to cross the barrier of familiarity. So for the next 2 weeks, you want to do these exercises, just literal exercises, hitting these chords, go from A to E very slowly, and get your fingers used to it. If you can cross that barrier of familiarity, you're going to be a guitar player forever. The danger is quitting. And I think that concept is ubiquitous in any discipline, going to the gym. If you could get past those first 2 weeks, you're going to go to the gym all the time. Same thing with playing guitar. I think that's true with every single thing in life. The danger is just getting impatient and quitting, which is the biggest danger in our culture today is watching TikTok videos and having an attention span that's too short because, you have to spend some time. You have to discipline yourself to playing these chords and not, losing patience and switching the chords as well. So let's go one more time. A chord. Show me an A chord, just like this. Nice. Okay. Very good. Now switch over to the E chord. Switch over to the E chord. All right. I'm hearing some nice E chords there. And then one more time, give me a palm mute. 3 palm mutes. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
I don't think I'm understanding what you say by palm mute. Are you muting it with your right hand and just putting your palm against the strings, or your left hand and clutching all the strings?
No. When I'm playing the A chord like this,
Right.
the A chord is the palm mute is achieved with your right hand.
The right hand. Okay.
Yes. So what happens is I'm dropping. It's like this. That's the percussive sound that is created by dropping my palm and simultaneously scraping the pick across the strings. So it would sound like this. Try this. Try that, Pat. Let me hear it.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
So
All right.
that element is part of a strumming pattern that I call a down, up, mute, up. Down, up, mute, up. Down, up, mute, up. Okay? Okay, very good. Let's
quick question, Rich.
go for it. Go for it. What is it?
I'm wondering if we are supposed to be strumming all 6 strings or just those that our fingers are on.
The answer to that is with the E major chord, you strum all 6 strings. With the A major chord, you have the option to strum the low E, because the 6th string is the is the E string, and it's technically not the foundation of the A chord. The foundation of an A chord is an A string, which is right here. It's the 5th. Now, that's an important question, because if we were to go over to the D chord, I do want you to try the D chord for a second. In the case of the D chord, you definitely do not want to pick the low 6th string, the 6th string, because it's an E string and it does not fit into a D chord at all. This is what it sounds like. You want to pick the D string, which is the 4th string, when you play the D chord. We actually have a minute. Everybody try that D chord, although it's a harder chord. I call it the triangle chord in the beginning. It's a little tougher, but you could probably figure it out. I could blow that up if you guys need. All right, I hear a D chord there. Finger 2, fret 2, string 1. Finger 1, fret 2, string 3. And finger 3, fret 3, string 2.
Finger 3, fret 2, 3.
Finger 3, fret 3, string 2.
Fret 3. Okay.
Finger 3, fret 3, string 2. Okay, I want to put this all together. So I want the catalyst of the Guitar Den was a moment that I had when I was standing on stage at a place called the Back Fence on Bleecker Street in New York City, and I realized that I had learned to play all these scales, solos, chords, all kinds of crazy stuff, and I found myself standing on the stage playing this song right here, "Three Little Birds" by Bob Marley. Okay. And it's the simplest song in the world. We have an A chord and a D chord and an E chord. That is the song. And if you take that down, up, mute, up pattern that I just showed you, you can actually play the beginning of this song. You could play the chorus. The chorus goes like this. I'm going to switch over. Now remember, we have an A chord and a D chord and a down, up, mute, up. Those are the elements of the chorus of this song. And I'm going to show you how it's done. Now, I realized how easy it was to entertain people when I figured this out. So we have an A and a D and a down, up, mute, up. So check this out. Remember, the down, up, mute, up is this. Down, up, mute, up. So here it is. Don't worry about a thing, because every little thing is going to be all right. Okay? So remember, you have the A chord. Just try 4 down, up, mute ups with the A chord. That's as far as I want you guys to go today. Just to get the beginning part of Three Little Birds. So let's try it out. Everybody hit that A chord. 4 times. I hear you guys doing it. That's it. That's it. That's it. You guys got it. Now, if you were to go further, you would do the same thing with the D. If you were to go further, we don't have time for this now, but every little thing is going to be a hoe. Back to A. Right. Now, the verse of the song just adds the E. Rise up this morning, I smiled with the rising sun. 3 little down, up, mute, up, down. Pitch by my D doorstep. So, okay, so you have the elements of this are the down, up, mute, up, and the A chord, the E chord, and the D chord. Okay? So in this short webinar, you've learned the A chord, you've learned the E chord, you've learned the D chord, and the down, up, mute, up. Now, I know you guys can't play this yet, but that's what the next 2 weeks are for you to sit down every day and go through this. Does anybody have any questions at all before I make an offer to you guys? No questions? Anybody want to play an A chord for me? Millie, I'm curious about you. Can you play an A chord yet?
A little bit. My guitar does make it a little bit harder, but
That's an A. That's what I call, that's like a 75% A chord. Kristen, can I hear an A chord from you?
Sure, I'll try.
All right, you got to tune that guitar up.
Okay.
Pat, let me hear an A chord. All right, that's a beautiful A chord. Atika, are you with us? Can you play an A chord? How about you, Amanda? Let me hear that again. I hear it. Okay. Your mic settings are a little low. I'm guessing Kim Zimmerman. You got an A chord? Oh, wow. You got it. Kevin, play me an A chord. All right. That's it. I'm a born teacher. I got all you guys playing A chords in 20 minutes. Okay. So, all right. I knew this was my calling. I thought I was going to be a rock star. Okay. I'm happy doing this, believe me. Okay, so here's what I'm doing with the guitar, and I want to make you guys something of an offer. I do give one-on-one lessons. It's an option, but I'm full right now. So what I'm doing is I've created a curriculum with basically all of this and videos to accompany. I want to show you one of the videos. They look like this. Finger 3, fret 2, string 2. Okay, these images down here, that just means fret 2, and these are the strings. And the video will continue. And I have videos on the D major. I have videos on the E major chord. And this is your goal. This is what you want to do. You'll have access to this if you take my offer, which is a monthly subscription with the option to drop in on Saturday mornings, like similar to office hours. I have office hours. So every Saturday I have open office hours, and you guys will have the option to drop in at least once a month. And if you're really nice to me, I'll let you drop in more than that. But this would be your goal. Who can tell me what chord that is right there?
D?
Who said D? Right. And it goes back to A. Who could tell me what chord that is? What?
E.
Millie?
E.
I wanted Millie to say it. Yes, of course, it's E. Okay. So you're going to have access through a special link that I create, and it will guide you through the entire process to the point where you are playing. I'm going to give you 3 songs to start out with. And let's go over to those songs. I think the best songs to start out with are Three Little Birds. Now, I haven't actually decided on the third song, but I know that the second song is Ring of Fire by Johnny Cash. So you'll get Three Little Birds, audio reference files, sheet music, tutorial videos that guide you through the entire process, downloadable tabs right here. You have tablature. We'll go over that in the future. And Ring of Fire, which is a great song. I've played Ring of Fire 1,000 times in bars. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, down, down. And you have intro tabs right here, solo pattern tabs that look like this. Okay, these are called tabs. That means these are the strings. These sections are the strings, and those numbers that you see are the frets that you're supposed to hit. So if you play what you see on the screen, it would sound like this. You guys know that part? Yeah. Okay. Now, so you get, I'm not sure what the third song would be, but I have an idea. Maybe Hey Good Looking, Hank Williams. Probably something very easy. Happy Birthday. Happy Birthday is a great one to know. Believe me, they've asked me to play it 1 billion times in the bars. So that entire thing is going to cost you guys $15 a month with the option to drop in. Okay? It's a subscription paid by Venmo, and that offer is going to expire at midnight tonight. So I'm going to send you guys, it ordinarily would be $20 a month, but for $15 a month, I'm going to set you guys up. What the Guitar Den is doing is transferring over to a subscription-based program. But I know I'm competing with YouTube, so I want you guys to drop in with me. And the idea of the webinar was to meet in person, so I could guide you through the process. So with that said, I'm going to send an email out to everybody as soon as this is over. You can if you want to send a text to me, I'm going to put my phone number in the chat, and you can send any questions, or you could say, yeah, Rich, I love this idea. 258-7531 is my phone number. And if you want to take the offer, you could send me a text and say, yeah, I love it. And then Monday morning, I'm going to set you up in my system, and I'm going to send you the link with all of this information. And again, with the option to drop in. Does anybody at all have any questions?
Can you repeat your number again? I don't see it.
646-258-7531.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. It's great meeting you guys. Came from all over the country. Does anybody get a lot out of this? Does anybody have any other questions? I want to do this. I want to do that.
No, it was good. It was good. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, take the offer, guys. I hope to hear from you again. It was absolutely awesome meeting you. Give me a big wave, and I'm off to have a nice day today. You guys have a great day yourselves.
Thank you.
You got
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Bye.